And we are live. Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. My name is Stuart Wilders as always, and I'm joined by our guest panel this evening. We have from all the way from sunny Manchester calling, we have the one, the only Jason D'Arcy.
Hello.
All the way from Denmark, we have Nicklas.
Hello.
We have our resident Swede. We have Toby.
Hi.
And of course, we have, as always, returning Tom.
Hi.
And so tonight it's all about Mello. We're going to talk about the 28 songs which have been announced. It's fair to say there have been some fantastic names announced this year. Sweden looks like it's really up their game since their disappointing result back in Lisbon earlier this year. So first of all, guys, what are your thoughts on some of the names? Toby, I'll come to you first, given that you've come here tonight as our Swede expert. What do you think of some of the songs and the acts that have returned?
I'm trying to get a grip of it, but it seems like there's nothing that I really think that stands out that much. Maybe Nano, because he did so well the year that he won there. And Anna Bergdalen is probably the biggest surprise, because I didn't think that they would actually be interested to having her back as the only non-qualifier for Sweden since they started with all the semifinals. But otherwise.
So let's start there. Let's start there with semi-final one in Gothenburg. Göteborg, is that pronounced correctly?
Göteborg.
Göteborg on the 2nd of February next year. It was a good start, wasn't it? So Anna Bergendahl will perform the song Ashes to Ashes. As you said, Toby, she's the only Swede not to qualify for the final back in 2010 with the song This Is My Life. Her song is supposedly an up-tempo song that's light and warm. The song's written by Thomas Gierson, Bobby Lundgren, Eric Bernholm, and of course Anna herself. So Thomas Gierson's a bit of a sort of star in Sweden. He's been to Eurovision 13 times, not all with Sweden. He's been 3 times with Sweden, 3 times with Spain, 3 times with Georgia, and a couple of times with Cyprus and a few other countries. Jason, what are you expecting from Anna Bergendahl?
Well, now you said upbeat, I'm quite looking forward to that, because after the last 3 years of kind of middling songs, which I'll probably get killed for saying, we need something strong and upbeat from Sweden, I think, this year or next year even. And
you're hoping that's going to come from Anna, non-qualifier Anna.
Yeah, if she, try again. That's what I say.
Try again. Absolutely, Nicklas.
Oh, I'm very excited, because I think she is. If she were to come back, it would obviously be a strong song. I don't think she would have gone back to Mello if it wasn't a song that she felt like she could present in a good way. So I'm definitely very excited to see what she can bring.
And Tom?
Yeah, I think I hope for her it's a strong song, because it's a lot to put yourself through. We're now 9 years on from 2010 when she represented Sweden. It's exciting to see her back, but I just hope she's not setting herself up for a disappointment.
We had a question raised by one of our viewers, Tristan White. He asked the question, would Sweden be willing to put Anna Bergendahl through, even if she had the best song, knowing what happened back in 2010? Toby, could you shed any sort of light there?
I know that Sweden is we're very open to any kind of song. I think that we are shown a big range of songs, even though some people are thinking that we're very sending safe for very pop songs. So if she actually sings something that is good, then we'll send her. That's basically what I think about Sweden.
Yeah, so you don't think her bad result in 2010 would have any bearing on whether the Swedish fans would want to put her forward?
No, I don't think that would be a problem.
Good for her. Good for her. Because who knows? It sounds like she may do very well certainly with the writers. I mean, Thomas Gierson, very well known, very successful. Of course, had a hand in the song Euphoria one of the biggest winners of all time. So moving on to song 2, Nano with the song Chasing Rivers. Nano's one of the favourites. He's the 4th favourite in the betting already, even though no song has been heard yet. You can get him at 8-1 to win. Nano won the televote in the Melodifestivalen back in 2017, but finished 2nd overall. We're expecting a similar tempo to hold on with a bit of swag. That's what Nano has told interviewers over the last week. Songs also written by Thomas Gierson, Linnea Deb and Joy Deb, who co-wrote You by Robin Stjernberg even back in 2013, and also co-wrote Heroes from Måns Zelmerlöw. What are we expecting from Nano? Nicklas?
Very excited. Very excited, definitely. I think this in a year where there's no clear favorites, at least not yet until we've heard the songs, I think he stands very, very strong. But it can also be dangerous, of course. It depends on if he'll be able to live up to the hype that he had last time. He's not a new artist this time, but I think he's in it to win it, so I'm excited.
Tom, what are your thoughts on Nano?
Yeah, do you know what? Exactly what Nicklas said. I think, came 2nd in 2017, so, obviously sees it as the chance that he's just missed out. So quite an exciting prospect, actually. I think this one could be the winner, he says. Probably giving the curse of death now. This could be the winner of that semi-final.
Jace, you a fan of Nano?
Yeah, I liked his song. It's safe, let's say it that way. It's kind of modern and safe, and it'll work, I think, if it goes through. Depends what the fans are looking for nowadays. Do they want Sweden to have a big whoosh song, or they want something middling or something in the middle? It's up to Sweden, obviously. They've got to vote for it. But after sort of last year's, well, this year's even song, which obviously the jury voted very high for, it's what the public will be voting for this year. So it's got to be a really strong song. So obviously, I think I have to hear it first before I can start praising the man.
And David in the chat room's just said that he sees Nano doing a Danny. I presume he's talking about Danny Salcedo, who was very successful a few years ago. Toby, Nano a big star in Sweden these days?
He's not really a big star nowadays, I would say, but it was really the song that people were saying that he should have won. So it was a big disappointment when he didn't win. And that could actually be risky, because if he does sing a song or send a song that doesn't live up to the reputation he had before, then people might not even vote for him, even though it's a good song.
Fingers crossed for Nano. So moving on to Mohombi, I think I've hopefully pronounced that right, with the song Hello. He's 3rd favourite today. Hello is a mid-tempo song and shows off his vocal skills. Mohombi is renowned internationally. He had a hit in 2011 with the song Bumpy Ride. He's won a Grammy, US Grammy. Songwriters include Thomas Gierson again. It features very highly, as well as Linnea Deb, and Mohombi also co-wrote the song. I have to admit, gents, I know very little about Mohombi other than the fact I've listened to a bit of Bumpy Ride. Toby, I'll come straight back to you. Is Mohombi a star in Sweden? What do we know about him?
I'm not really sure. I don't really follow hip-hop, so I'm not really sure if it's a big star or not. So
I'll open this up to the panel in that case. Does anyone know who Mohombi is?
No.
No? Okay, we're going to move on rather quickly. Mohombi is probably going to end up winning it now, isn't he, after that?
Well, I think it's going to be modern, at least. If it's anything like Bumpy Ride, it's going to be something that I can see appeal to the televoters, but I'm not sure it would appeal to the jury. So let's see.
Yeah. 4th is Ziana featuring Anis Don Demina with the song Mina Branda, which means My Fire. Zina was in Idol, Swedish Idol. Amis was Sami och Victor's backing singer or backing dancer in last year's song Shuffler. Recently released the song Sucker for Love. The song is a hype with a new vibe type mix of rap and pop. And Thomas Gierson, Jimmy Jansson, Anis, and and one or two others also wrote the song. What do we know about Ziana? Big in Pop Idol or Swedish Idols a few years ago. Toby, what do we know about Ziana?
I actually moved away from Sweden that year, so I was in Portugal during that time, so I don't really know who that is.
Nicklas, any insight you can give us on these?
Not really. Other than I think it's pretty funny to see how they've basically just shoved all the Thomas Gison songs in the first semi-final. I find that quite funny.
They have actually, yeah. He's definitely getting to the final, isn't he?
Definitely.
Jason, Tom, anything you can add to these last two? You're shaking your heads.
No.
Definitely not. Okay. Well, how about this one then? Fifth on is Arja Saijonmaa. Everyone knows Arja. Big Finnish singer in Sweden, political activist, competed at the Melodifestivalen in 1987 and also in 2005. The song is supposed to be a romantic up-tempo song, which is written by Arja herself. Arja Saijonmaa. Tom?
Do you know what? My instincts, and this is based on what I saw happen last year, is that I'm not expecting too much from this one. Mainly because having seen, and I was in Gothenburg last year, and it seemed to be very much a youthful experience, and I think it's going to have to be something really special, but I can't see it offering a lot. I'm a pessimist.
Arja Saijonmaa.
This is my little worry now, Sweden, because the way they're voting for quite young people, quite young voters are getting involved as well. So people of a certain age may not just get through anymore. It depends on what she's going to say. I think a beautiful ballad would be nice if it's powerful enough to get through. But I am worried with the voting over there, and they seem to go for younger and younger now. So we'll see.
Well, the song's Mina Fyra Årstider, which means my 4 hours. And sadly, she's the rank outsider.
Sorry, it means my 4 seasons.
Does
like
it?
4 seasons of the year.
Google Translate's got a lot to answer for.
Oh, yeah.
My 4 seasons. Good to know. Good to know. Arja Saijonmaa, Toby, what are your thoughts there?
I think it might be fun. She is more traditional kind of Schlager and music that we're used to hearing much earlier than now. We barely hear that kind of songs anymore. I think it might go to the final, but it will never win, to be honest. I think it will attract a lot of votes maybe, but I don't think a lot of people will want to see it win in the end.
And Nicklas, final point on Arja?
I think what I think with these acts is that I'm glad that they included. I like that Melodifestivalen has room for all sorts of artists and also these older artists. So it makes the show more broad, and I like that about it.
And then the next song on the list is High 15 with the song No Drama. It's 50-1. They're a 4-piece girl band, started their career on Sweden's Got Talent in 2017. They've released various singles across Sweden, including the recent song When We Were Kids. It's a high-tempo, feel-good song. I've got a feeling it's going to be in a similar sort of style to Dolly Style. High 15. Toby, what do we know about them?
I actually was surprised because I never heard of them before.
They're supposed to be very similar to Little Mix. That's what I know.
So very pop kind of music.
Yeah. Tom?
I was going to say, there was a tweet on the Melodifestivalen Twitter feed. Apparently, one of the members of High 15, I think it is the youngest contestant in the Melodifestivalen for the last 15 years or something. So I think maybe because we haven't heard of them before, I think it's because they have literally only been formed for the contest.
There was a 4-piece band a few years ago that did What's Your Name? Cosmo something. And they were pretty good. I think they made Andre Chanson. But alas, didn't make the final. Nicklas, High 15?
They look quite young. I'm on their Facebook page right now. They don't seem very known, and they seem pretty young and unexperienced. So I could see this possibly doing well with the televote for the simple reason that a lot of young people are watching the show now. But I would highly doubt that something like this could win, just because I don't think they have the experience or the press to really get out there and win the contest.
And Jace, final point, high 15, should Sweden send a Little Mix type band to Eurovision?
It could work. It's different, isn't it? It's you know, Spice Girls coming out back again, all that kind of thing. Could be good. It depends again on the song and how well they sing live, especially at a young age. You know, if they're good on radio and on record, when they're live, that's when the test is there. So we'll have to go and see them live, I think.
And final song of semi-final one is returning artist Wiktoria with the song Not With Me. It's 11-1 to win. Of course, she first competed back in 2016 with the song Save Me, and then the following year with As I Lay Me Down. Finished 6th that year. The song is supposedly to be a ballad, which surprised me. I thought we might have an up-tempo number from Wiktoria. It's a ballad. It's written by Joy Deb, Linnea Deb, and herself, Wiktoria. Wiktoria, Toby, she's a big star these days in Sweden. Is she maybe one of the favourites to win the whole thing?
I think Nano is probably a bigger bet to win the entire thing. But I really like Wiktoria, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. She has a really strong voice. I think she'll do a really great job.
And Nicklas, Wiktoria? What are your thoughts there?
She's definitely a big favorite of mine, so I'm very excited. I was going to say that, she's probably going to send a song very similar to her 2 previous entries, but it sounds like if it is going to be a ballad, then she is trying to do something new, so I can appreciate that. But I think her hype has died a little bit down compared to when she first participated, so it's really a hit or miss situation with her, I think.
Of course, Sweden don't really send a ballad, do they? With the exception of Sanna Nilsson from a few years ago, it's rare that they send a ballad. So
yeah, when they do it, they have to do it really well.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah, it's normally a killer ballad, isn't it? It's normally a top 3 or top 5er. So let's see. So moving on to semi-final 2. We're going to start with Tom. What's your thoughts on Andreas Johnson's return? Of course, we had Sing For Me back in 2007, which finished 2nd. He's also participated numerous times since. His song apparently is quite like his hit single Glorious from back in the day. It's a pop song and it's up tempo. Andreas Johnson, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts, do you know what? Again, it goes down this route of the fact that they seem to be voting younger and younger in Melodifestivalen. So even with a decent song, I'm still not convinced it's going to actually appeal to the Swedes. I could be proved wrong. It's quite exciting to see, also, high tempo pop songs are my thing. So I could end up being one of the people that do like it, but whether it'll actually get through, anybody's guess.
I've got a sneaky suspicion about this. I think it's he did so well in the 2007-2008 years, and it trailed off for him. But I've got this real weird feeling that he might do very, very well this year. Jason, are you a fan of Andreas Johnson?
I am. Up tempo works for Manchester Calling as well. All the songs from the festival go straight into there, more or less straight away as they come out. So for the fans, I think it's going to be good. For the public, not sure. I hope it's not going to be an age thing from now on. I hope it's they go for the quality of the song at the end of the day. Fingers crossed.
Second song in the second semi-final is returning artist Liamoo with his partner from Idol, Hannah Firm, and this is the favourite to win. It's 5-1 in the betting odds at this moment. Liamoo was in last year's Melodifestivalen. He won Swedish Idol back in 2016. Hannah was runner-up, so they're very popular in Sweden. It's mid-tempo song. I'm expecting to rap as well, from what I'm hearing. Toby, what are your thoughts on the return of Liamoo?
I'm not really that excited about it because I think that the song that he participated with earlier didn't really have a strong build or anything. I can't really see it winning if it has the same kind of sound, but I think it will be the same kind of sound. It's kind of a bit of rap, a bit of singing, and a bit of dissatisfaction afterwards as well.
You can't get no satisfaction with Liamoo.
No, I don't think so.
Nicklas, you a fan of these two?
Well, see, I wasn't a big fan of his previous entry. I don't really see why this is the big favorite to win so far, but I guess he did build up a momentum from his previous participation. I think that's what's driving it. It would, however, be a very different song from previous years if he did end up winning, and I think a lot of people would be happy about that. So maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
I say this is one of the ones that excites me the most because I saw him perform in Gothenburg, and I thought, gave a very, very good account himself. And I think he is one of the most exciting acts, I think. The thing is, it's the same with everything. It's a bit subjective, but yeah, I'm quite excited by this one, probably more than the others.
I'm just a couple of notes on the chat. Tristan's mentioned that Wiktoria's last 3 singles didn't even chart in Sweden. Wasn't aware of that. And Gustav has written and said that Hannah's voice slays. So yeah, I look forward to that one. I mean, I can understand why it's a favourite. Liamoo is very, very popular. Hannah's very, very popular. They look a really cute pair, actually. And you can understand that they may do rather well, especially of the similar sort of ilk to Benjamin Grosso last year. Whether it will do well in Eurovision, who knows? But it'd be quite nice to have something a bit different. Sweden always sends typically traditional pop songs from the sort of nature we're used to seeing from Sweden. So it'd be quite nice to see something different, I think. Next song is Malou with the song I Do Me. It's an outsider at 40-1 to win. She won the children's section of the 2017 Baltic Song Festival. She sings on Instagram. She's well known for singing on Instagram. The song was part written by Isa, who sang for the Melodifestivalen a couple of years back. Took part in 2015 and 2016. And it's a pop song with a dance beat. Malou, Toby, what can you tell us about her?
I don't really know that much about Malou, but I think that the Isa song was quite good. It didn't really get through that well, but I still listened to it.
Well, there was 2, wasn't there? There was Don't Stop, which was really dancey, which did make the final, and there was I Will Wait, which made it to Andre Chanson and didn't quite make it through. Nicklas?
I'm not familiar with the artist, but it seems like this is one of a few attempts to grab the young voters, similar to Anton Hogman, which we will get back to later. So I think this is one of those for the young crowd, but I don't think it's a contender to win.
And Jason, Tom, anything to finally add on Malou?
I like Don't Stop. It depends on what you can do on the night. And did you say it was a pop song? Did you?
The pop dance. It's going to be one you play on in Manchester Calling at some point, isn't it?
That works for me then.
Yeah, it's going to be right. It'll be in your kit bag before too long. So the next song of the night is Oscar Enestad, one third of FO&O. Of course, we had Felix come second last year. He's the sort of the main singer out of FO&O. We've got the other 2 this year, but we start with Oscar and Semi 2 with the song I Love It. So where do we start with this one? Well, it's got quite a bit of press because it's one of the sort of favourites to win. The song is about his 50-year-old girlfriend. Not that I should necessarily make the news, being a 21-year-old going out with a 50-year-old MILF. But that seems to be making the news. And she is a MILF, by the way, just to put that out there. Their song, Got a Thing About You, finished 11th out of 12th back in 2017. What do we know about Oscar? Toby, what do we know about Oscar?
I don't really know more than what about FO&O, or the Foo Conspiracy, as they were called before.
And what was their reaction after they did so badly in Melodifestivalen? Did it all fall apart?
It wasn't really anything written about them. It's kind of the losers always got forgotten, or if they're not really famous.
Okay, Nicklas?
I think this could either do really well or really badly. it's a bit of a weird thing with all these guys coming back, because we don't really know like how they sound individually. It worked really great for Felix last year, but I'm not sure all of them are equally as great, so we'll see.
Yeah. And Jace, do you remember the lyric, every day you make me want to eat cake?
I do indeed.
Yeah. Forever in trances to the old mind, that one.
It's not sounding good. Let's put it that way.
Every day you make me want to eat cake. I think I got a thing about you. Tom, were you a fan of FO&O?
Do you know what? I wasn't. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself about the nature of this song. It's the type of novelty thing that, you know, a little bit different. Wouldn't be surprised if it actually did something on the scoreboard.
It's up tempo and it's got a story. I think that's the important thing. It may not be much of a story, but it's a story. The fact that he's got this. He's going out with this older lady.
If they can do a really fun staging for it, then I think it could do really well. I
agree. So let's see. 14-1. So it's definitely it's up there in terms of one of the favourites for now. So fifth is Jan Malmslo with the song "Live Life," Leave It. He's 86 years old. He's a veteran actor in Sweden. Competed in the 1969 Melodifestivalen singing the song "Hey Clown." The song is co-written by, or the song back then was co-written by the legend Benny Andersson. And he nearly made it too. So what do we make of Jan? And bless him, he struggled to get on stage, but it's great to see someone of that age take part in Melodifestivalen, and, you know, good luck to him. Jason.
Fair play to him. I mean, look at Engelbert, God love him, a few years back. You know, oh, he didn't do very well, but, you know, go for it, I say. Sing your heart out.
Tom, what about Jan?
Yeah, it's a family show. It's, you know, for all ages, and, you know, let's see what he's got. It's always good to see it when you get, you know, almost sounds ageist in itself. When you see, you know, the music industry turn things on the head, it's very, you know, we hear it getting younger and younger and younger. But in actual fact, let's go in the opposite direction, because that's good too.
He's unfortunately the rank outsider along with Arya, both 100 to 1 to win. So I think he could probably chalk off his chances, but yeah, good luck to him. The sixth song is Vlad Riza. It's with the song Nakna I Regnet, Naked in the Rain. Is that a good translation, Toby?
Naked in the Rain, yeah.
All right, good. I won that one. He's a YouTuber and influencer. Debut song in 2018 this year with the song Prankster. Reached fairly lowly 76 in the Swedish chart. So I don't know how big or how small Vlad is in Sweden, but he's certainly got some charisma. What do we know about Vlad? Nicklas, Toby, what are your thoughts there?
I think he probably became an internet phenomenon, and then they kind of just tried to get him on Melodifestivalen and to do something different. So it might just be one of those songs that's not going to do that well, really.
Are we expecting a bit of a novelty act here, do we think?
Yeah, basically.
He could either be like the new Samir and Victor, or he could just be forgotten instantly after the contest.
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll see if he gets forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing else to say on Vlad. Know nothing about him. Tom, anything to add?
No, I think we've covered it on that.
And finally, the seventh song of semi-final 2 is the wonderful Polish Margaret with the song Tempo, and unsurprisingly, it's up tempo. Of course, she made her debut in Melodifestivalen last year, or this year even, with the song In My Cabana, finishing 7th. She's actually come out and stated that she does not want to go to Eurovision. I don't know how I now feel about Margaret, because I kind of want whoever wins Melodifestivalen to want to be there. Jason, what do you think? What do you think about Margaret's chances this coming year?
That's interesting, because she's a big fan favourite. She really is. She's one of those that people love. It's got all Sandy Shore, hasn't she, already? She's not even there yet.
Yeah, she has. Absolutely, yeah. Please don't make me do it.
Off straight away for voting for her, doesn't it, really? Because Good luck with that then.
Yeah, well, she's currently 14-1, and I suggest she might drift in the odds with this one now. Tom, Margaret, she's a big fan favourite. Has she blown her chances before she's even sung?
Shall I be honest? I think she blew her chances ages ago with me. I wasn't a fan of In My Cabana either. She might be a fan favourite, but her songs have never really appealed to me, and I'm expecting this to be more of the same.
I've got to say something now. If she gave me the option, I would definitely join her cabana.
Same.
I wouldn't say no to her cabana, but just saying. Nicklas, are you a fan of Margaret?
I'm a big fan of her, and I've been ever since she participated in the Polish national final. Clearly, she doesn't want to work with TVP, otherwise she wouldn't be back in Mello. But I think she enjoys the Swedish music scene more because there's more room for her there, I suppose. But I still think, because she is an outsider, I think she will struggle to get the televoting points. But if she doesn't win, I guess that doesn't matter anyway.
Well, I think she might now, yeah. I don't know. I think she had a chance of winning, but she may have blown her chances now. Well, interesting point about her not wanting to participate with TVP. Might very well be that she knows if she does, she might actually win for Poland and have to go to Eurovision. The chances of her winning for Sweden, I guess, are quite small.
Well, you would think that she had high chances of winning when she participated in the national selection in Poland because everyone was rooting for her, but that didn't happen. So I think she's just done with the whole thing. I think
it's possible. I think if she represented Poland, took part in the Polish national final, I think she'd probably win, hands down. Jason, Margaret must be a big fan favourite at Manchester Calling.
It's huge. I always get requests for the older songs. Feel a bit sorry for her now. Maybe she should come for the UK. She'll never get through then.
So let's see how Margaret's going to do. So it's definitely an up-tempo song, is what we know. It's one of the favourites. Whether that drifts after her comments or not, let's see. Semi-final 3 is in Luxembourg on the 16th of February. Yes, let's start with the one, the only, the fabulous Dolly Style. We have a new Holly this year. It's a different lineup with Hello High back in the day, and also Roller Coaster. We have one new member from that year, I should say. What do we think about Dolly Style? Tom, you must be a fan.
I like Dolly Style. Do you know what blows me away, actually, Stuart, is the fact that I never realised you were so much of a fan.
I'm not a fan at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Tom. Not at all. I mean, literally, if only I had the Facebook message to hand where you were like, "Oh my God, Dolly Style are back in the contest."
It's not true.
Yes. I think. What are the odds, by the way, in the betting?
Sadly, they're 50-1.
And have you already put your bet on? That's the question.
No, I'm not that brave. So Gustav in the chat just told us that actually all 3 Dollys are new. Certainly from Hello High they are. You're quite right, Gustav. My understanding was Holly recently changed for the second time. The other 2 have changed at least twice, possibly 3 times. But you could very well be right. Jason, Dolly Style, that's got to be a fan favourite in your club, isn't it?
It is, and I love their first one. It was fantastic. I've seen people dress up like them as well. It's hilarious. It's so funny. I mean, they're a bit like the Sugar Babes, bless them, aren't they? They change every other Thursday. It's fun. Just go for
Nicklas, are you a fan of Dolly Style?
Definitely a fan. I'm really hoping this is a good song, because I want them to go to the final this time. Definitely. Yeah, I think it's got to be a fun entry. And I mean, if they were to win? It's probably not going to happen. But if they were to win, there wouldn't be a better year than the year where the contest isn't held in Tel Aviv. They would fit in so well there.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if they actually won? I just don't see Sweden being that brave to send Dolly Style. Toby, put me out of my misery. Tell me Dolly Style are going to win Eurovision. Sorry, going to win Melodifestivalen and win Eurovision.
There is no chance that they will win the festival. Swedish people are
broken my
way
heart,
too
Toby.
traditional when it comes to Melodifestivalen.
So I should keep my money and not spend it on Dolly Style, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, just keep it. I think it's the best.
Okay.
The best option.
Moving on. Second song is also another returning artist, former winner of Melodifestivalen, of the song Las Vegas, is Martin Steinmark with the song Låt flyna brinna, which translates as Let the Fire Burn. I'm going to wait until I'm corrected.
It actually means let the damn thing burn, basically.
Oh, look, let anything burn.
Let the shit burn.
Let the shit burn. So, I was actually a massive fan of Las Vegas at the time, but by the time it made its way to Eurovision, I couldn't fucking stand it. That's the truth. Tom, were you a fan of Las Vegas?
I was a fan of Las Vegas. Not a fan of the jacket he wore on the night, I'll be honest.
Oh, the Elvis jacket, wasn't it?
Yeah, that left a lot to be desired. But I tell you what, Las Vegas, fantastic click track, bass line, loved it. I tell you what, if he does anything along those lines, boom, and he wins, I'll be putting money on him. And
do you know who else was with him with the song Las Vegas that hasn't made a return to Melodifestivalen for years and definitely should, is the lovely Jenny Pettersson, Velvet. She was his backing dancer singer. Yeah, just a little bit of interesting trivia there. Jason, Martin Steinmark, you a fan?
I loved him. Yeah, you never know. Could do well. Could do well if it's as camp as last time.
Who knows? Toby, Martin Steinmark, is he as popular as he once was?
Well, he's mainly been popular because he's very attractive, to be honest. He had a ladies' night that they had in Sweden where he was performing a lot. But the kind of music that he actually performs is very different from Las Vegas. It's more kind of pop music. I really like his music, but I didn't really like Las Vegas, to be honest.
And Nicklas, what were you expecting from Martin Steinmark in 2019?
I think if it's anything like Las Vegas, it would probably be a bit too dated for now. But who knows? He could surprise.
Cool. Next song, another favourite. It's Jon Henrik Fahlgren with the song Norrsken, or Norrsken, which is translated as Northern Lights. He's obviously competed many times, twice before. In 2017, finished third with the song that he duetted with, I can't remember the artist, in fact, but it was fantastic. He's a big favourite this time around. I think a big fan favourite, not necessarily represented in the betting just yet, but certainly with fans, they want to see Jon get to Eurovision. What are we expecting from Jon this year, Toby?
I think we're expecting the same kind of songs that he sent before. It's kind of pop, it's kind of world music kind of song. I would probably expect it to do really well. I mean, in 2000, Henrik Pontere won, so anything is possible.
We love a bit of Roger Pontere, don't we? Tom, are you a fan of Mr. Fahlgren?
I'll be honest, I haven't heard too much about him. He seems to have slipped me by entirely. So, yeah, I feel like I can't comment on this one.
Go and have a listen to last year's third place song. It's one of the best songs you'll hear. It's fantastic. Nicklas, are you a fan?
No, I'm going to have to be the unpopular one here. I've never understood the hype about him. I don't think it's anything that special. It's the kind of song that we've heard many times from many different countries, so it's not for me.
It's a bit of, I'll tell you what I think it is. It's a bit of Roger Pontere mixed with the film Frozen. That's what it is. That's why you've got the hype, and he's peaked at the right time. Jason, are you a fan?
He's okay. He's okay for his own country, I think. For Eurovision, not sure. So, yeah.
So I've got some news on this. Apparently, it's a happy love song, and it's up tempo. So I'm not sure it is what we're expecting. It might be something completely different. Of the same, obviously, same genre, but a bit different to what we were expecting or have seen in the last few years. Fourth song of the third semi-final is Omar, who's the third of F-O and O.
Mm-hmm.
with the song Om Igjen, which translates as again. He has released a number of singles over the past year as a solo artist. The song is apparently a Caribbean Latin pop. What can you tell us about Omar, Nicklas?
Well, I think the issue here with the FONO guys is that they could very easily cancel each other out if they send something very similar to each other. So I think that's my biggest complaint, or my biggest fear, I guess.
And Tom, your thoughts on Omar? He seems very charismatic and very much out there from what we can see from some of these interviews.
He seems, do you know what? And I have seen a couple of them. He seems very charismatic. The only thing that worries me is this whole idea of this description of Caribbean Latin pop thing, because that to me just invokes what Margaret did last year, and that wasn't my cup of tea. So if we end up with something similar to that, it's a no from me.
I reckon it'll be similar to what Mendes did last year.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that sounded just like Mendes in the same semi-final? In fact, I think they competed at one point in Andre Chance. What was it? Cuba Libre. Cuba Libre.
Yes.
You remember that one?
That wouldn't.
Pretty much what I think that it would sound like, actually.
Yeah, that could very well be that could be the song. Jason, you love a bit of Caribbean Latin pop.
I like Caribbean and Latin, but not in the same song. I don't know if that sounds a bit of a car crash to me.
Well, let's wait and see. So song 5, The Lovers of Valdaro, electronic pop duo who won the P4 Nasta contest. I'm not sure if I've pronounced that correctly. Apologies if I haven't. Eric was one of Dore Dos's backing dancers in Eurovision this year. The song's up tempo, and the song is Somebody Wants, 36-1. It's neither here nor there in the betting. What do we know about the Lovers of Valdaro? Toby?
It seems like a group that is very 80s inspired, so I guess it will probably be some kind of pop like Depeche Mode or something like that.
Yeah, Depeche Mode I think sounds about right. Maybe mixed with a bit of Erasure and maybe a bit BVO as well. Nicklas, can you shed any light on what we might expect from the Lovers of Valdaro?
Well, I always think these acts that come from this contest, I'm always very excited to see what they have to bring, because it's of course something that wasn't really chosen by SVT. So I think it sounds promising, and I think it could bring something that no one else really brings. So I would hope it did well, because I think it has the potential to do well.
The public kind of contest has always done really bad in Melodifestivalen, so I don't have big hopes for that, to be honest.
It's a shame, because I would really like to see some of those artists do well, but of course they don't have the same kind of backing from the public necessarily, because a lot of them are new unknown artists.
This might be slightly different. They've actually enlisted Peter Bostrom and Thomas Gierson to write the song for them. So it's a mix of, I think they call it electro pop in style. So it's up tempo. So let's wait and see. It might actually be rather good.
Hold the front page a moment, all right? Did they let Thomas Gierson have a song outside of semi-final 1?
One. He has one.
Yeah, I'm sort of expecting him to just not move from his chair from one semi-final to the other. Just be sat there right the through the competition.
He has his own chair.
Yeah, exactly. Song number 6, Lena Headland, which we will all remember from Alcazar, of course, who recently split up. Boo, 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 boo. She will be singing the song Victorious. Her 6th Melodifestivalen performance. I can remember back in 2003, she sang with her sister. Big Time Party was the song. She last competed in 2014, where Alcazar finished 3rd. Song's up tempo, no great surprise there. Many are expecting it to be similar to most Alcazar records. What are we thinking? We would expect from Lena, Nicklas?
I don't know why, but whenever I think of her and I think of this song, I just imagine something very similar to Germany's song from 2013. I don't know why, but that's what I have in mind. And if it's anything like that, I think it'll be a fun entry.
I sort of think party voice Jessica Anderson when I think of this.
Yeah, I think so as well.
You know what? As someone who was thinking totally along Nicklas's line, you just destroyed my image of that, because I was thinking, glorious kind of thing. That's exactly how I've pitched it. Loved Alcazar as well, and then you go and marry that up with Party Voice. Bad times.
Sorry.
You weren't a fan of Party Voice, I take it.
I wasn't a fan of
I
Party.
really liked it.
Jason, what were you expecting from the former singer of Alcazar?
See, I love Alcazar. It's one of those groups that should have 1 year have gone through. It's such a shame they split up now. I do hope they come back. Again, they're like the Sugar Babes. They keep changing heads, and they're fantastic. They're happy. They're high. If this is that kind of song, it might just work for Sweden this year, I think.
I think so. I'm just reading a message that's just been sent on the chat bar. I wasn't aware of this. Can anyone verify this? Shame Lena couldn't rope her sister Hannah in to join her. Perhaps she needed to stay in to babysit her and hubby Martin Stenmark's children, as he's in the same semi-final. Well, that's news. So that's come from Tristan. So I will believe it. But I certainly wasn't aware. Well done, Tristan. That's an excellent piece of info there. Bit of insight. Final song of this third semi-final was Rebecca Karlsson, who finished second on Swedish Idol, second to Liamoo, same year as him. The song will be mid-tempo. Expect sassy choreography. She's 31 to win, 31 to 1 to win. And the song is Who I Am. Apologies. Rebecca Karlsson. Toby, what do we know about Rebecca?
She's a really good singer. She did really well when she was in Idol. I don't really know what kind of song that could be, but she was more leaning towards kind of pop songs, more up-tempo songs.
And Jace, Rebecca Karlsson, are we sort of expecting, standard Idol fodder from Sweden, or could we have another Lisa Ajax on our hands here?
We could do. It's like this kind of song coming through in all the finals so far. Last year was not much of it, and it got pushed away more or less at the beginning. So it seems to be a more high energy type festival this year. I'm looking forward to it. This sounds good. It
does sound good. So moving on to semi-final 4, we start with returning Eurovision entrant in 1993 for Sweden, Avengana, with the song I Do. It's 50 to 1 in the betting. They sang Eloise, of course, back in 1993, finished 7th at Eurovision. We're slightly unsure of what the style will be, although it's led to believe there'll be a rock pop type song. Avengana, Tom, what are your thoughts on this band and their return to the Melodifestivalen?
Well, the song is written by Nan Grosvenor.
It is.
So,
it is.
She's one of the songwriters. So I think it's going to bring a bit of gravity to it. I think it's one of those ones. It's gonna sink or swim, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's got that nod to the past aspect that they seem to be making sure is in every semi-final. But let's just hope it provides the right type of variety that's needed as well.
And this is to yourself and Jace. Do you remember back in 2001 when Nana Grönvall took part in the UK selection with the song Men?
Yes.
Which is quite possibly her worst ever entrant ever anywhere.
And I still have that on my iTunes somewhere as well.
And I remember going to see, I went to Melodifestivalen the year that she took part and came second. I can't even remember the name of the song. I can hear it. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! I have no idea what it was called.
Hold on, me.
Hold on, me. That's it. Thank you very much. So, Avengana, Toby, what are we expecting?
I'm not really sure what I'm expecting, because they started out making this kind of music that they won with just because they didn't see any future in making rock music in Sweden. So it could actually be more of a rock song like Iron Maiden or something like that, because that's what they actually wanted to do from the beginning. So maybe they're old enough to actually do it now. And
do you remember Eloise, Jace, back in '93? Or your lasting memories of Eloise?
That's my problem. It's 1993. If she's sort of still in that kind of ilk 2018, you need a bit of a twist, don't you? If you do that same kind of music, we'll have to see what it's like. I think because some people get set in a way in a certain type of song. Some people modernise, don't they? But we'll have to see how it works out. I think.
Alcazar, for instance, they've been doing the same old shit for years, haven't they?
Oh. No, it's actually not true. They were more disco and they became more techno kind of music. So it actually developed over time.
Very true. Very true. I take it back. Avinganar, we'll finish this one with yourself, Nicklas. Are you excited to see them return?
I think it's once again one of those that's really fun to have in the contest. I think it could definitely surprise, but I'm not sure if it's anything for me.
Song number 2, Anton Hagman with the song Shana Day. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but it means Know You. His song in 2017, Kiss You Goodbye, of course, famously knocked Loreen with statements out of Melodifestivalen. In the Andra Chanson, it's a mid-tempo to up-tempo song from Anton. He's one of the favourites. He's 13-1. What are we expecting from Anton Hagman, Toby?
I think it will probably be a similar kind of song like we heard before. It's a bit of the kind of Swedish pop that people got used to in Eurovision the last years.
Anton Hagman, Nicklas, what are your thoughts there?
I think I liked his song last time. I was one of the few that was actually quite happy with him going through to the final. But he could very well be a one-hit wonder, so I don't think we should expect that much from him.
And finally, Tom, what are you expecting from Anton this year round?
I'll be honest, my heart sank the moment it was described as mid-tempo.
I thought you were going to go into Elisa Ajax reference there. My heart wants me dead.
Yeah, well, it's mid-tempo, my heart would want me dead. So, you know, it's, yeah.
Song 3, Anne-Louise Hansen with the song Charleken Finns Far, Love Remains. I think that translates as. My eyes keep turning to Toby because I've got God knows what he's thinking about my translations here. Apologies, Toby. They're making a total mess of your language. Of course, she's competed 14 times before, never won. Back in 2004, you may remember Anne-Louise as part of the Hansen, Carlson, and Malmqvist trio with the song C'est la vie, c'est la vie. Sorry. Still in there, still in the memory. Of course, made the final, but finished 10th or last. It was only 10 songs back there. This is an emotional mid-tempo country song, probably quite similar in some ways to Kiki Danielson last year. What are we expecting from Anne-Louise Hansen, Tom?
Mid-tempo, again,
country.
Tempo. Country, it provides some difference to it. Unfortunately, I think it won't get anywhere. I think I'm reading this here, you know, she's extending her record-breaking 13 participations, and I think she's about to spend a 14th participation of, you know, being the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Oh, that hurts. Poor Anne-Louise. She's 100-1 as well. She's just ahead of Jan and Aria. So yeah, you're right about this ageist thing. There definitely seems to be something going on here. Jace, are you excited to see Anne-Louise back in the contest?
Not with that kind of song, no. I love country music back in the day. Look at poor old Kylie with her last album. It's a hit and miss thing, isn't it? You either like it or you don't like it. And again, with a modern youthful audience, it's not going to go down very well, I don't think.
No, I think we might be in a bit of trouble with this one. Next on is Bishara Morad, who's 15. He'll be 16 in time for the contest itself. I know very little about him, but he has 90,000 followers on Instagram. He's always covering other songs. His song's On My Own. It's actually the second favourite to win, 7-1. They're expecting big things from him. We're expecting it to be a ballad. What do we know about Bishara, Nicklas?
Well, the fact that he's only released covers, and I'm pretty sure they said in the press conference that this was his first original song, it does make you a little worried. I'm surprised it's up that high, but it depends. If he has the right kind of followers to it, then maybe he will be able to do well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
I'm not sure. And
no.
Toby, what are we expecting from Bishara?
I think it will probably be a novelty act or something like that. I don't really expect that much, considering how he got famous.
Talking of novelty acts, number 5 is Pagan Jury, who look like a toned-down version of the Finnish Monsters from a few years back. Folk metal band led by singer Arvin Latour. Their music features in the video game Crusader Kings. The song is folk metal, and the song is Stormbringer. 50-1. What do we know about Pagan Jury? I'll open that up because I know absolutely nothing. You're all shaking your heads, right?
We know nothing. We know nothing.
No, nothing.
I really want this to be good. With those outfits that they showed up in at the press conference, I so want this to be great. I'm really hope this is one of those that I'm most excited for, just to see if it's either really cool or a giant shipwreck. And I'm happy with either. I just want to see what this is.
It might be fun. It might be something good.
I got a feeling this might be okay, but let's wait and see. It might be the 7th out of 7. John Ludwig is 6th with Too Late for Love. It's another ballad, but a mid-tempo ballad. He's also written the song. He made his Melodifestivalen debut last year this year with the song My Turn, finished 3rd. We're expecting more of the same, I would guess, from John. He's got to be one of the favourites. In fact, he's 13-1, so he's not far off. Did you like My Turn, Tom?
I did, actually. Yes, in a rare turn of events, yes, it's a song I liked. I think he's got a tendency to do well. I think 3rd puts himself in a good position. If he does more of the same, he might even go and win the whole thing. You never know.
Tristan in the chat room's just messaged us to say that Bishara did write one original song, the song Home, and it's available as a snippet on YouTube. Go and check it out. And we're going to come to Toby in a sec, because Toby is also a singer-songwriter. Toby, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and give your site a plug?
I'm writing music, and it's usually a kind of mix of R&B. It's more upbeat, the last song that I released, but the other one is a mid-tempo song. So
you should be in Melodifestivalen then. So tell us what the website is.
I have it on Spotify, so it's on Toby Regal.
So go and follow Toby Regal on Spotify, everyone. Toby Regal on Spotify.
YouTube as well.
And YouTube.
Everywhere, basically.
You're everywhere. There you go. Everywhere. Just Google Toby Regal, you'll find him. Jace, what do you think of John Ludwig?
I don't really know him, to be honest. I think it's almost to pass me over.
He was all in white, singing. I think he was playing the piano as well.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. Nice ballad.
Yeah.
Nicklas, were you a fan of My Turn?
Strong voice, actually. Yeah. So that could do well, actually. Now I remember. Now I recall. Yes.
Got a great voice.
Yeah.
Really, really good voice. Nicklas, were you a fan?
I wasn't really a fan. It wasn't my style, but he's a great performer, and I think if it worked for him this year, I could see with something maybe a little bit stronger, then he could definitely be a contender to win, because it seems like he's one of those that's able to please both the jury and the public. So I think he's got something good going on, but it's not for me.
And final song of Melodifestivalen is Lisa Ajax returning. She sends a tweet out saying, surprise, no one was expecting her, and certainly the newspapers weren't aware that she was taking part, with the song Torn. There's a bit of a theme here. My heart wants me dead, I don't give her, and now Torn. I think she might be dealing with some inner issues, but the song is a ballad. So it's actually one of the first ballads that she's written, and it's certainly be the first that she'll perform at Melodifestivalen. Potential favourite, 13-1. I read some sort of different things about Lisa, some positive, some negative. Toby, is she popular in Sweden or not so?
Well, she has been popular in Melodifestivalen, but in general, not really. It's not anything that people have noticed when she actually released something.
Nicklas, are you a fan of Lisa?
I'm actually quite a big fan of her. I think her song "I Don't Give a" is still one of the songs that I've listened to the most when it comes to Melodifestivalen entries. So I was very excited to see her back. I was really hoping that she was going to be back. And interesting that she's sending something different this year. I'm hoping that that could mean that this could be her year, because I'm a big fan.
Jason, are you a fan of Lisa Ajax?
Yeah, if I do like her past stuff, and again, if it's a ballad, you know, something different, you know, let's hear it and see what it's going to be like, I think.
And Tom, I'll give you a final reply on Lisa Ajax. Is she a contender?
Do you know what? I'm with Jason on this one. Ballad is going to be interesting. It could stand out really well. If it does, she could be in for the win.
So that's the 28. We've taken you through them, warts and all, and we've given our views. I'm just going to ask the panel what they are most excited about, what their top 2 songs could be for Melodifestivalen. We'll start with yourself, Toby. What are you excited about? What do you think will be your top 2 come February, March next year? What are you expected to be the best?
I don't really know which one I would expect to be the best, but I'm looking for Martin Stenmark and who else? I don't really know a second one, to be honest. Maybe Lisa Ajax as well, but we'll see.
And Tom, what are your favourites? And are there any songs in there or any acts in there you're thinking, Christ, don't play me that, please. Don't play that song again.
Oh, well, I'll be honest, I think it's going to be semi-final 3 that has my favourites in. I'm looking forward to Martin Steinmark. I'm looking forward to Lena Headland. I'm even looking forward to Dolly Style, Stuart. You know, just for you, obviously. Ones that I'm thinking, oh God, don't play it again, basically. And, you know, sad to say it, but a lot of those mid-tempo ones, particularly the mid-tempo country one. Don't give me something, you know, mid-tempo and try and throw everything at it in terms of, you know, different styles, because it invariably just doesn't work.
Jason, what are you excited about, and what are you fearing the most?
I don't want another mid-tempo song, not 3 years in a row, not 4 years in a row. Just give me something that's either up in the air and I can dance to, or break my heart to. One or the other. It's going to be a beautiful ballad or a dancey song, I think, this year. I missed my opinion on the Lovers of Valdero. I watched them on YouTube today. I think they're quite a dark horse, actually. That it's electro-pop 80s. It's kind of coming in here in the UK. It's coming back into the charts again. So that could be one of those middling songs that might just pop through, I think.
Good call. And Nicklas, what about yourself? Who are you looking forward to seeing, and who are you fearing the most?
I think for me, it's Lisa Ajax and Margaret that I'm most excited for. I thought I would be more excited for Wiktoria, but I think with her recent songs not really being that interesting for me, I think her hype has died out a bit, and I don't think she is going to do as well as everyone thinks. And she's in the first semifinal. Usually, when you look at how they use the semifinals, it's usually the more stronger songs they put in the third and the fourth one. So yeah, but I don't know which one I fear the most. I think probably the country one as well, because we've seen how those older acts with country songs have done for the past couple of years. So I think the little heart down at the bottom is going to be beating very slowly for that song.
And I think for me, I'm most excited about Mohombi, because I don't know what to expect there. I'm expecting something quite good, but I'm not sure what it'll be. I'm also excited about Liamoo and see what he does as a duet. I'm not going to mention Dolly Style. I don't think I need to. I think in terms of acts that I'm fearing the most, I'd probably say it has to be High 15, because I have a funny feeling it might be high pitched and ear piercing, but that's just me. Now, I'm sure they'll be absolutely brilliant. I think Pagan Jury I'm fearing the most, because it could be fantastic. It could be an absolute nightmare. So, you know, let's see. Are there any acts that are missing this year that we think, oh, why are they not there? Magnus Carlsen, maybe.
Oh, Again, it's going back to that kind of style of music. Is it dying out? People are getting bored of that kind of. I love that kind of music, but in the last few years, songs like that just disappear, don't they? So it depends. He's good at singing ballads. I've heard his, Live Forever as a ballad. It's really good. So could try again.
I thought they would try to bring Ace Wilder back because she's been one of the fan favorites for past few years, but I guess she didn't have the right song this time.
I think at the end of the day, there's a balance to be struck, and I think we could say that there should be acts there that aren't there, but I think they've got the balance pretty much spot on in terms of returning artists, getting variety of styles in there, getting new talent in there. I think it's actually quite an exciting lineup. I couldn't see any acts kind of adding anything extra to what we've not already got.
That's a good point. And I guess really our final point should be what do we think overall of Melodifestivalen, and are we excited? I'll start with you, Jace. It's your first time on ESC Fan TV. What are your sort of thoughts on Melodifestivalen? Is it a hit for you or a miss for you this coming year?
This year, I think it's going to be a hit. Actually, I'm looking forward to it.
And Nicklas, hit or miss for you?
I'm very excited. I think there are so many different styles that this could really be a great year, and I think this could be really great. And there's no clear winner, which just makes it even more exciting.
Toby?
I think it's a hit because there is indications that it will be a bit more fun than it's been the recent years. I think the last 2-3 years has been kind of boring because it's kind of been expected Swedish pop songs. It hasn't really been that much variety as I would have expected, to be honest. But this year it seems to be much more variety.
And finally, Tom, your thoughts?
Do you know what? I agree with everyone else. I think we're in for a hit this year. And I think we're starting to see, after the victories in 2012 and in 2015, this is a country that would actually quite like to take the crown home in May 2019 and actually repeat the victory of 20 years ago when Charlotte Nilsson won and take the crown back to Stockholm.
Oh, you bugger. That was my last comment. You absolute bugger. So I guess it's just left for me to say I think it's a fantastic lineup. It's got great potential. Who knows what will happen until we get to February, March next year. But I think we're in for a fantastic show or set of shows. Certainly it will keep me in on a Saturday night. So look, all there is to say, thanks to my guests, thanks to Jason D'Arcy of Manchester Calling. Thanks to Nicklas Norgaard for joining us for the second time running.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for Toby from Toby Regal Music.
Thank you yourself.
And don't forget, you can catch him on YouTube or on Spotify or anywhere else, as we mentioned earlier. It might be running around Stockholm later, who knows? And you can also, I'd also say thank you to Tom, who's joined us as always.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can catch us on a download on YouTube. You can subscribe to iTunes or Spotify, and you can listen to this tomorrow as a podcast. We'll be back on the 12th of December for our final show of the year. Maybe we'll see some of our guests with us on the 12th. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you to those in the chat room for their comments and staying with us for the last hour. Really appreciate your support. Until then, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.